Daniel, have you ever tried to explain English spelling to someone and realized you were basically just lying?
Every single time. Like, yeah, knife has a K. Because, silent letters are cool.
Seriously, who decided K should sneak into words like a ninja?
Probably the same person who thought, though, through, tough, and thought should all sound different, but look like distant cousins at a family reunion.
And yet, somehow, they all trace back to great uncle confusion.
Exactly. I had a student once who said, "Miss, English is like a soap opera, full of drama and no one knows what's happening."
That's accurate. English is the only language where read and read are spelled the same but pronounced differently depending on whether you're living in the past or not.
Past trauma. Caused by exams, I bet. Let's play a game. I give you an English sentence, and you tell me what it actually means, okay?
Oh boy, hit me.
She's fine.
She's not fine. She's probably planning your funeral.
Correct. That's advanced emotional English.
Ooh, I have one. We should catch up sometime.
Translation: I will now ignore your messages for 6 months, and then like your Instagram story randomly. Can we talk about the word moist?
Oh no, that word should be banned. Why is it always moist cake? Just say deliciously damp sponge or something. Daniel, that sounds worse.
You're right. I just invented a culinary crime. I had a student who said, "Teacher, is pickle a bad word?" I was like, "Only if you say it too slowly."
Pickly, yeah, that's suspicious. Let's talk about your versus. The classic friendship test. If someone texts me you're amazing, I immediately assume they think dinosaurs still roam the earth.
What if it's just autocorrect?
Then autocorrect is clearly trying to sabotage my love life. Also, why do we say I could care less when we mean I couldn't care less? That one keeps me up at night.
Because deep down, we could care less. But we won't.
I love idioms, like break a leg before a performance. Who started that? Probably someone bitter from a dance recital. Or kick the bucket. Sounds like a barnyard accident.
And let the cat out of the bag? Who's putting cats in bags? Is this legal?
Honestly, if my cat heard that, she'd sue.
Blorpthy. When the thing you do goes flibber-gibber during quantum reverse grammar.
Yes. Classic Shakespearean text. Deeply moving.
It's what English must sound like to beginners. Just noises and rules that break themselves.
100%. It's like learning to play chess, only the pieces move differently every time.
Despite all this nonsense, I think English is kind of like your weird cousin. Annoying but charming.
Right, you complain about them, but you still invite them to every party.
And hey, it's the language of memes, music, and Marvel movies. Can't hate that.
Also, where else can you pun like a pro? English is the only language where I can say, I used to be a banker, but I lost interest. That pun physically hurt me.
You're welcome. So, if you're learning English, stick with it. Embrace the chaos. And remember, even native speakers are confused. We're just really confident about it.
Thanks for tuning into the English podcast. Subscribe, share, and send this to someone who says you're welcome in text messages.
And if you say, irregardless, we're sending you straight to grammar jail. So Emily, I once asked Google Translate to help me say, "I'm full" in another language after dinner. It translated it to something like, "I am pregnant."
I had a student say I'm hot in class, and everyone just froze. He meant temperature, but, it came off real confident.
That's one way to introduce yourself. Straight up thirst trap vocabulary.
And don't even get me started on I'm hard. One student meant this test is hard, but accidentally said, I'm hard. I had to leave the classroom to laugh.
I would have transferred schools. Immediately.
So I told him to put the shopping in the boot, and he looked at me like I asked him to commit a felony. I was like, why are we putting groceries in a shoe? Then he says he'll pick me up in his pants. I was like, well, that's bold for a first date.
Right? Trousers, Emily. Pants. In the US mean we're about to get intimate.
Honestly, no wonder we're all confused. One man's biscuit is another's cookie, and don't even mention chips.
British chips are American fries. British crisps are American chips. And British sense of humor is American confusion.
Yeah, like when I said I'm knackered and someone thought I needed a doctor.
Alright, slang time. If I say that's fire, what do I mean?
It's amazing. But if you say it to someone over 60, they'll check the smoke alarm.
True. What about it's giving?
It's giving main character energy. Millennials say vibe. Gen Z says it's giving. Boomers say, what are you giving and to whom? And then there's slay. I told my student you slayed that presentation, and she asked, who did I kill?
Bless her. English is a murder mystery at this point. Have you noticed how English lets you turn anything into a verb? Adulting, Google it. Let's brunch. Or, my favorite, I'm peopled out. Not even a real phrase, but I feel it deep in my soul.
Honestly, same. English isn't just a language, it's improv. No rules, just vibes. You can say I'm down for it or I'm down with it, and they mean different things. Same with I'm all over it versus he's all over me. Context is king, baby. Otherwise, HR is getting involved. Okay, real talk. If you're learning English, stop trying to be perfect. Native speakers aren't perfect either.
Facts. I once said pacifically instead of specifically in a meeting. No one noticed, or they were too polite to correct me.
You know what's underrated? Just asking, what does that mean? People respect that.
Totally. And consume fun content. Podcasts, memes, Netflix shows. Learn slang like low-key, savage, bet. That's how real conversation works. Just don't say YOLO unironically in 2025. Please.
Let's play one more game. I say a British word, and you give me the American version. Ready?
Hit me.
Lorry,
Truck.
biscuit,
Cookie.
flat,
Apartment.
fag.
Cigarette. Don't say that in the States. I learned that the hard way.
Yeah, that word needs a travel visa.
So whether you call it a torch or a flashlight, just know, English is weird, but you've got this.
We're all out here making it up as we go. If you're learning English, you're basically a wizard in training.
And if you're confused, same. So Emily, let's talk about one of the biggest fears for English learners, flirting.
Oh no, we're going there.
We are, because no one tells you this in class. You spend 3 months learning the present perfect, and then someone winks at you and says you up, and you panic.
I had a student ask me, teacher, what does Netflix and chill mean? I was like ... technically. Watching a movie, spiritually a trap.
Classic. Then there's, you have beautiful eyes. Sweet. But I want to drown in your eyes. Okay, sir, slow down. That's a crime scene.
Or the awkward compliments, your teeth are very uniform.
Like thanks? Did you mean braces worked?
Yeah, that sounds like a dental report, not a pickup line.
Why do textbooks always teach conversations like, hey, hello, how are you? B, I'm fine, thank you. And you? No one talks like that unless they're AI trying to pass as human.
I am also fine. Would you like to go to the movies and consume popcorn?
Certainly, human friend. I enjoy the cinema and breathing oxygen.
Like, can we get textbooks to include real-life chaos? Hey, what's up? B, nothing. Just questioning existence. You.
Now that's authentic.
Okay, for our learners out there, this is a public service announcement. Just because you know a romantic phrase doesn't mean you should use it.
Right. Saying, you smell nice is okay. Saying, I want to memorize your scent. We need to talk.
Also, don't call someone a snack unless you really understand the slang. It's meant to be a compliment, but it can sound like you're a werewolf.
And, hey girl, you look delicious. Only works if you're a cupcake talking to another cupcake.
Which we are not, probably. Another tip, don't go from nice to meet you straight to I love you. There's a middle step called several months of getting to know each other. It's called boundaries, in every language. Let's play a quick game. I'll say a normal English phrase, and you tell me how it could sound flirty if said the wrong way.
I'm in.
Phrase, can I help you with that?
Can I help you with that? Cue soft jazz.
Okay, next one. Let's go over this together. I'd love to. Go over this together.
Netflix series pending.
Last one. You dropped your pencil.
You dropped your pencil. Sir, this is a library. You know what? If you can laugh while learning English, you're already ahead of the game.
Totally, humor makes everything stick. I mean, I still remember the word penguin because my student once called it a formal duck. And that's now the only way I see them, formal ducks forever.
So whether you're trying to flirt in English, survive a weird conversation, or just avoid saying, I'm hard in class, just know, we've all been there.
Learning English isn't about being perfect. It's about being understood, and sometimes misunderstood in the most hilarious way possible.
So keep learning, keep laughing, and for the love of grammar, check your Google Translate before sending that love letter.
Thanks for hanging out with us on the English Podcast Studio. Like, share, and tag a friend who's ever said something unintentionally inappropriate in English, or who still thinks LOL means lots of love. We see you, Auntie Karen. Bye everyone. Go slay, but like, appropriately.
Yeah, no actual slang please.